Join me, aka Padders, as we discuss the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Daredevil Born Again, upcoming streaming something something. They have a version of Bullseye, Daredevil's greatest villain. It's not Kingpin, it's always been Bullseye, and finally we're getting a Marvel Cinematic Universe live action version. Let's have a look. AKA Patters, do I get geek credit if I say I was there for Ben Affleck? If I was there for a midnight showing of Daredevil? If I was there at Walmart when they did the midnight drop of the Daredevil extended edition? Because I needed scenes. I needed more of that movie, more of that universe. And dare I say, was I behind Daredevil Bullseye by Kevin Smith, who validated the Colin Farrell interpretation of Daredevil's greatest villain, Bullseye? I was there for all of those things. I was there for the retconning of Bullseye to make him fit into what we saw into the movie. The reason for that is because Bullseye is a fantastic character. Bullseye, just off of a visual thing within the comic book page, killing people with paper clips. We all know these panels. We all know these sequences. These are ingrained into the comic book mind. Marvel Cinematic Universe coming along. Daredevil Born Again. It was shot. They made almost all of it. Studio execs saw what the Marvel Cinematic Universe produced and said, no, let's restart. So they restart. And you kind of see the slow roll build in the Charlie Cox Daredevil. We get him in She-Hulk. We get him in Spider-Man No Way Home, or Far From Home, or Can't Find My Way Home. But they're slowly putting Daredevil into the Marvel Cinematic Universe to be revealed, and we were like, come on, we were all excited because just the name Born Again invokes it fires up the comic book brain because we know about that storyline. But eventually, we slow roll Daredevil into his own series for Disney Plus, and we give it more content. We say this is going to be 12 episodes or 15 episodes. We say we're going to give you Daredevil Born Again. They shoot the damn thing. It's supposedly so bad, they restart shooting it while it should be pretty much dropping. We should be getting a Echo build-up in Hawkeye, an Echo solo show where I hate the idea that Echo, is trying to become the new Kingpin. That is so idiotic. Echo is best as a foil, best as an assassin. Just send Echo on really cool missions and people to kill and things to do. But eventually we will get Echo going into Daredevil, and just when he comes from laying out the beats, it is masterful. The attempts are there. But when you have to reshoot something that's existing, it's heartbreaking. They're doing it right now with the Captain America New World Order, or whatever the new Captain America is called. And people, Falcon never worked as Captain America, not even in the comics. You have to be super powered to throw the shield, which is why the Winter Soldier fits to replace Captain America. I mean, we need standards here. But no, so, Kevin Feige and everyone in the MCU, they're trying to get people back on board via good faith, and they're like, hey guys, did you want the original people from the Netflix show back into this existing show? Everyone's like, yeah, we love those characters. So let's leak is in quotes, but let's leak some photos to help everyone along so we can all keep track of this thing. The leaked photos really inspired nobody. So, it's been up while I've been talking, but we have this Bullseye now. This Bullseye was not leaked. This Bullseye was released. To give the idea that they're going all the way in to how much of a perfect villain, and technically even Electro being like a perfect Daredevil villain. Daredevil has 3 perfect villains. It's Echo, Elektra, and Bullseye. and they're all slightly different shades of one another. There's no other rogues gallery that has those like slivers of deviations. When you spread everyone out, like those four characters are interchangeable. They can swap identities or whatever, but they're all highly different, and they're different personalities. With here's the crazy thing: different skill sets. Daredevil versus Echo versus Electro versus Bullseye. What we want in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we want Bullseye. We want Bullseye to be sadistic. We want Bullseye to be a weapon for the Kingpin. We want Bullseye to be ruthless and to do amazing things. Bullseye on screen should drop our jaws. And this pretty much killed the show for a lot of people. I love some of the comments online, people comparing it to a G.I. Joe movie. I thought those were right. The internet's so good sometimes. But no, like, what are your thoughts? What are the responsibilities of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in delivering us a real Bullseye? Because here's the thing. We have a major time investment when it comes to loving these characters, memorizing these characters, spending time with these characters. And yes, there is a lot of the heads and the writers and the executives of the Marvel Cinematic Universe just saying, I'm not a comic book fan, I'm not a comic book reader, but we have something special for you. That doesn't go without merit. It doesn't say that shows like even Hawkeye, even Echo don't have highlights and nuance that they add to these characters. But deep down within the core of these characters, we need them to be very similar to what we fell in love with at the comic. You can say what you want about everything leading into Endgames, Iron Man all the way into Endgame, those 10 years of movies. What resonated was the truth, and look, guys, we had major blowback with Iron Man 3 with that Mandalorian, but we were excited to eventually potentially get a real Mandalorian, not Mandalorian, Mandarin, excuse me. But we wanted a true Mandarin to go against Iron Man. It doesn't mean it needs to be explained, it needs to be perfect, but we want that, and it needs to happen. And the Marvel Cinematic Universe at one time recognized that, responded to it, and delivered, because when you shed some of the obvious layers off some of these characters within some of these moments, we got them acting like the characters we know that we love. We did get Scott Lang. We did get Tony Stark. We got the Winter Soldier. We got the Black Panther and everyone around him. And the Marvel Cinematic Universe at one time too, like going into the Black Panther movie, the surrounding characters, the cast themselves, they were so good, they were so loved, they complemented Black Panther perfectly that they eventually got their own movie with Wakanda Forever. This is another deviation when we go to post-Phase 4. We're in no grounds of characters bleeding out, which is amazing to me, because Daredevil, you can really argue that if we put Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery up on the Grail, Marvel doesn't have full access to all of those rogues, right? We're seeing them drop one by one with these movies, building maybe a Spider-Verse, maybe they're one-off movies, we don't really even know yet. Your next solo Rogues Gallery is Daredevil. And look what they've done to it. They've destroyed Kingpin, no interest in Echo. Do we care if Elektra shows up? And right now, looks like that they're destroying Bullseye. So again, it's a waste of the time investment. Sound off below. Just let me know. Are we too early on this? Or do we think that Bullseye is going to change his costume as that show rolls out? Daredevil Born Again might be the very last of any of it that I'm curious about, by the way. I'm just curious on how they handle Daredevil. I really am.